my whole philosophy is to take their stuff, take their shit, compost it. So we'll have compost. We grow our stuff in the shit that they throw at us. Common law wins the day. It doesn't, according to equity. It doesn't, according to the Judicatract. It doesn't, according to just about every possible philosophy of law on this planet. When there's a conflict of interest between the rules of equity and the rules at law, over the same subject matter, the rules of equity prevail. The rules of equity prevail always. Common law is for the commoners, the law of the serfs that own nothing. There is no remedy in common law at all. It's the law for people that are insolvent, that have a lord, that are serfs upon the land. Yeah, fuck the United Kingdom. I agree. Uh, it's probably in the middle of dissolving at this point anyway. So UK is an open prison. Yes, it is. Come on, you guys have to pay for a TV license whether you own a TV or not. Like you couldn't be any more blatantly enslaved than the United Kingdom. I mean, they invented codified slavery, codified feudalism. That's well, I mean, other than the Romans, because that's just a carryover of the Roman shit. But the English were particularly good at that by the end of it. That's good enough. Semi-free. So that's um, you're better off even just semi-free, like just little choices here and there, not picking the major battles, not as I used to say, learning a couple of like chokeholds and then jumping into an MMA ring with the bankers. Like it's just like you people like pick your battles. That's what I'm trying to help you with right now. The simplicity stuff to say you're never going to get to upper lawyer level. I'm sorry, just a lot of you just don't have that capability or capacity. You don't have the ability to do that kind of stuff. They know that. That's not an insult. That's just not the way your brain works. I don't care. It's irrelevant. I'd rather get some stuff done in the meantime. Everyone's so worried about dying. Why? Like fuck. It's I can assure you it's going to happen. And before that happens, do something right. Quit worrying about what else might kill you on your path to doing something right. Putin's for Putin, number one. People always think that because I kind of hero worship Putin a little bit. The hero worship is because he's been able to accomplish what he has accomplished. The World Economic Forum is just like the Bilderberg Group. They just meet once in a while, discuss things. There's no such thing as like really like WEF trained. I mean, they've got young leaders and all this kind of shit, right? Like, how much time do people think that these world leaders have that they can just disappear for months and go to training seminars for the World Economic Fund? That's not reality. That doesn't happen. They're not in control of everything. They are not 100% in control, and I think they're losing more control daily right now, which is the reason for the hysterics in the media and on TV. Honestly, look at how hysterical these people are. They're actually literally borderline screaming on camera hysterically about how evil Putin is and he needs to be erased from, the world. All all man's born equal, and I don't mean in the liberal construct of that, which means that a 5'1" man is equal in height to a 7'6" man. That's liberal equality. I mean, real, like we're all born equal with equal rights, equal opportunities before us, and that's the law of nature. I'm not going to call it a benevolent system. I don't think I ever have. I mean, nature is not a benevolent system either. It's dog eat dog, and you better figure shit out. To believe that you are owed or entitled to every possible remedy just because you haven't taken the time to learn it is a very liberal commie mentality that gimme, gimme, gimme is what that is. I don't want to work for anything. Just give me what I'm owed. You're owed nothing that you don't work for. You're not owed a fucking thing you don't work for. And people get mad because I call them idiots all the time. And an idiot is literally one who is completely uninformed about a topic. We're misinformed. So and we usually do that to ourselves. what I'll say is that the term Judeo-Christian is complete horseshit. You can't have Judeo-Christian. That's a nonsensical term because the Jews deny the existence of Jesus. They killed him. Talk about how Mary's boiling in excrement in hell. And if there really was a man named Jesus, he was just some piece of shit kind of idea, right? So to say Judeo-Christian is insanity, because Christianity is the belief, and there's a guy named Jesus, and he was either the Word of God manifest in the flesh or something to that degree at least. And the Jews don't believe that at all. The sovereign citizen one is interesting because I mean there is lots of references in the in the American uh, legal material that to refer to the people, the sovereign citizens, as the true authority kind of thing, right? So that's I wouldn't say it's a complete myth. I'm just going to say it's been completely misused, completely bastardized to the point where it's meaningless. Look to how corporations are run. That's all you have to do. Look at how a corporation is run. I'm not saying it's precisely identical. They change words, they change this, they change that, but essentially the way a corporation works is exactly what has to be done. It's all this potential has been there for what your person could be your entire life, and nothing was ever done with it. So you basically prove your incompetence by never creating a structure for your person. Is my business licensed? Yeah, I love licenses. I love being what's the proper word I want to use here? Qualified to provide products and services for Her Majesty the Queen under my terms and conditions. The people want products and services. I want to provide those. I'm a contractor. I want to be compensated for providing those products and services. God, God, I hope someone out there is getting it. Please, please, somebody out there, just understand this. That's all I'm asking. Just please, I'm begging you. Everyone needs to understand this, and I will say this every day for the next 15 fucking years if I need to everybody here. There's a very few things that they can never get around, no matter what, how deep their pile of shit is when it comes to the person, the system, the deceptions, the lying, the manipulating, the bullshit education system. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they do. Slavery is illegal. And this is the only concept you need to understand. So it doesn't matter if you haven't taken actual legal control of your person, and they have control of your person, and they order the person to do something, and the only person that can carry out something on behalf of that person is you. They still have to compensate the person for what they order. If your person is a vessel in the ocean during a time of war, and Elizabeth Tudor came along and said, hey, if you vest your vessel into our Navy and put it under the control of this Admiralty law, I will pay you this much, and I will pay you this much more if your vessel sinks. Okay? It doesn't matter if you are subject to an admiral or a Navy commander. Nobody works for free, not even during a time of war. Okay? Every soldier gets paid. If you recognize countries, you are breaking God's law. Nations means families in your lineage. I'm never, ever talking about the God of creation with other people. That's my business between me and him and my own wife and our daughter. Everything else is commerce. Everything else is fictions, nation states, persons, contracts, commerce, promissory notes, That's all that exists outside of my internal family unit, which is nobody else's business. I don't commingle those things, and people should learn not to do that. Business is business, and let the dead do business with the dead, which means when you're dealing with other people's dead things, legal persons, use your legal person. When you're dealing in commerce, stick to commerce. Most people are so brainwashed. I know a lot of you are in that category right now. It's amazing to me. A lot of times I do this just because I'm actually want to see to what level they're able to do this. I talked about this years ago, and it still actually baffles me sometimes. I'm just like, oh my God, like I could literally write 4 words on a piece of paper that would, if I could put this all into 4 words and put it on a piece of paper, and I probably almost could, um, I could put that in front of somebody and they would look at it and say, why'd you just hand me a blank piece of paper? You contract even with your words or by your action. In fact, you contract. Um, if I yell at somebody, hey, some guy's walking down the street and I come out of my house and I yell at him and say, hey, said, you take that lawnmower and you mow my fucking lawn. And he does it. We literally just made a contract. It doesn't require jotting down on paper. It just requires the party to know to use their person in a way that they are binding themselves or somebody else into performance. It's actually, the concept is actually so shockingly simple. Contract, contract, contract. Learn to contract, and most of this stuff just falls by the wayside. I'm going to say 99.9% of everything you have a problem with will fall to the wayside just from that alone. Well, you should never not attach a condition to something. If you don't ever attach conditions, you're basically giving a blank endorsement to anything. There we go. So whoever just said offers and counter offers, that's exactly it. Easy peasy. Offers and counter offers. Driver's license and registration. I'm sorry, what? Is that a statement or a question? Give me your driver's license and registration. Okay, without mincing words about, well, whose really is it? And I didn't understand you and blah blah blah. Right? It's oh, are you ordering me to produce a driver's license and registration? Yes, that is an order. Ah, I love filling orders for Her Majesty. I'm here to provide products and services for Her Majesty. I love orders. I'm going to require X amount of money up front and a liability waiver before I do that. Right, for insurance purposes. Play the game back. Just a tip. Fuck them. So don't do anything until you're paid. I require payment up front. Are you, unless, are you going to confess to enslaving me by forcing me, compelling me to perform services for Her Majesty for free? And there's laws against that. I'd love to do something for you right now, but I really need to be paid because, well, I got this religious belief that I need to eat. And the only way I can eat is if I buy food. And the only way I can do that is if I get paid for services to provide Her Majesty, unless you're enslaving me. Because if you're just going to force me to do it, I can't wait to go to court because I'm going to demand the money once I get there. I'm not going to do a fucking thing till I get paid, but I'm going to testify that you wouldn't pay me or agree to pay me, and you just tried to force me to work for free. This is a very big concept that they literally simply cannot get around, and you've been conditioned and programmed into believing you have to do something for free anytime that you're asked.